What is escalating tensions at Sir Creek border again? Why Pakistan has been rattled and how it has decided to give a nervous response.
Pakistan, and now it sends in a Naval Navigational Warning for a firing exercise in the same area.
Is this just a coincidence or there's some strategic signaling which India should be aware about? Two nations, one coastline and rising tensions. This is not coincidental, but rather that is military messaging. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we are going to understand that what is the navigational warning that Pakistan has sent, how it adds to the Sir Creek dispute and also the tensions flaring up around it. So let us start with understanding that what exactly is the warning that Pakistan has given. So Exercise Trishul, which is a tri-service exercise where we have India's military, where we have India's Navy as well as Air Force coming together to practice as a drill, as a combined drill. They have announced India has given the NOTAM of this particular region. Now you will also find that in this airspace reservation, the green area that you see, that is the navigational warning, because as per the NOTMAR by Pakistan which has been sent, it has reserved and given a navigational warning that there will be a Pakistan's Navy firing exercise and there is a overlap in this area. So this overlap that we get to see is not absolutely incidental or coincidental. It is something that has been done intentionally. Now when we are talking about this intentional work, we have to see it that this is a strategic signaling from the end of Pakistan, because this is the same area where India has already begun its trilateral exercise on October of 31st, and this is going to be conducted for next 12 days. So in this situation where Pakistan has taken an action and they have said that their firing exercise will take place at Sir Creek, this is signaling to the fact that they are watching, they are saying that we are there too, and this should not be just taken as a routine exercise, but rather the fact that this is a very intentional overlap, and this sets the tone for military messaging that we are talking about. So I just mentioned Exercise Trishul that is being conducted by India. Now let us understand that why that is a problem for Pakistan and what exactly are the things that are rattling Pakistan. Beginning with talking about what exactly is Exercise Trishul. So when we talk about Exercise Trishul, it is being conducted for 12 days and it is being led by Southern Command, where we have our Army, Navy and Air Force, where they will be having joint drills across land, sea and air. The whole focus area of this exercise, so that there is amphibious operation, especially across the Saurashtra coast. Then there is offensive maneuvers in desert and creek region. Please remember with special reference to Sir Creek here. And there are coordinated missions between the three forces so as to ensure that there is interoperability that exists between that. And that is why India had reserved the airspace already because of the scale as well as the readiness that we were talking about. So if you see, this is the airspace that India had reserved, and on the very next day, October 31st itself, Pakistan, because it was rattled, it went ahead and blocked their airspace, worrying that this exercise might lead to something from India's end. But India has never behaved like this. India has never believed in underhanded and vindictive way of operating like Pakistan does. But I am sure Pakistan was worried that it might happen. That is why they have been panicking, and that is how they are coming with one step another. And this navigational warning is an added step that we get to see here. Now that we have understood the Exercise Trishul, now let us move and understand that why the location of this navigational warning as well as this Exercise Trishul matters a lot. So if you see this particular position where Pakistan has given the navigational warning and the airspace and the navy space that has been blocked for India, you will find that this is the international border that exists. And this is where lies the Sir Creek dispute. Now this is again a dispute about national boundary. I have covered this in great detail already in a video, but let us understand this briefly again so that we have a continuity in the understanding of whole of this issue. So when we are talking about Sir Creek, we have to understand that this is nothing but a 96 kilometer long marshy strip which is along Gujarat in India and Sindh in Pakistan. But the problem here is that this is an unsettled boundary since Pakistan. So India claims a different boundary, Pakistan claims a different boundary, and this dispute persists. Now just to explain you the dispute, if you see, this is the Sir Creek region and the red line shows the boundary that is claimed by India, and this boundary is exactly in the middle of Sir Creek based on Thalweg principle. But Pakistan does not go by that, and Pakistan claims the green line that you see, that is the border that is claimed by Pakistan. Now the reason that this small distance matters so much, because it defines the exclusive economic zone, it defines the access to the resources present there, and it also defines that how this would play out. So that clearly highlights that Sir Creek region is of absolute strategic relevance, because it is not only the gateway to Arabian Sea, but it is also very important for naval surveillance. It is close to Karachi, which is Pakistan's main port, and there are potential oil and gas reserves nearby. And that is why we get to understand that this is why Sir Creek is strategically important and also sensitive. And this dispute will be carried on until unless it is settled on the table, but the ways Pakistan has behaved in past, it seems very difficult in this situation. So India's activity, any sort of activity, and this exercise directly impacts Pakistan's maritime security, and that is why Pakistan is running scared, panicked and rattled in this situation. Now moving ahead, let us talk about that what else is making Pakistan panic so much. So Pakistan has always been that one country which tends to go ahead and speak and talk so much when it has some sort of support. In recent times, in the most recent time, it has been US, before that it was China. Now India and US has recently signed a landmark 10-year defense pact. That means India's tech as well as operational confidence has been bolstered, and US has clarified that it believes that India is its strategic partner and it is ready to stand with it. Other than that, India has demonstrated a joint force dominance, not just in Operation Sindoor, but it has also demonstrated modernized platforms through Exercise Trishul as well. So this navigational warning only reflects Pakistan's nervousness that India is growing the military integration, India is way ahead of them, and this only shows that Islamabad is trying to tell ki we are on alert, we are ready, we are looking out, don't think we don't know what is going on. And if we understand this operationally on ground, it is absolutely reactive rather than proactive. So India did one thing which was just a tri-service exercise, and Pakistan thought everything is about them and reacted to this situation. Apart from that, another important factor you have to consider is not just US, it is also China's proximity with India, which is making them worry. It is also India's sanction waiver which has been extended for Chhabar port that is making them worry, because India is able to consolidate all the problematic positions or the challenging positions that were existing geopolitically. So all in all, this navigational warning is a sum down of being rattled from all these propositions. And now this is what makes us believe that this is nothing but a pattern of mutual signaling that we get to say. For example, after Operation Sindoor, when we talk about it, India began large-scale joint responses against the terror strikes or the terror camps. After that, Pakistan started issuing overlapping space and naval warnings in return. And then again, both countries now use NOTAMs and NOTMARs. So basically, NOTAMs are for the airspace, NOTMARs are for the navy space, and also drills to show that there is controlled deterrence. That means both of them try to tell that we are ready. They tell that they want to deter any sort of escalation from the other side and also avoid surprises. But the problem with this is there can be miscalculation and it can directly lead to confrontations and proper escalation, which we are worried about. So in this situation, this pattern of mutual signaling has existed. This is not the first time that we are seeing it, but the problem is it has a huge risk involved with it, that is of miscalculated escalation, and which has more consequences that we can think about. Especially when we are talking about India, such exercises do help in strengthening the joint theatre warfare as well as their capabilities. It demonstrates Atmanirbhar platforms, especially when we are talking about real scenarios, and it sends a strategic dominance in Western sector. But at the same time, it has the risk of escalation. It has the dual front issue, because we cannot forget that even though China is siding with us, China is building at LAC, China still allies with Pakistan. So these risks need to be understood in form of consequences. Other than that, when you talk about consequences for Pakistan, we have to understand they are just exposing the reactive defense posture. And this only shows nothing but the fact that they are not comfortable over India's technology upgradation, defense modernization and consolidation that we get to see. And this is what, as I mentioned, can lead to regional misinterpretation risks, and that will have consequences over the region as well, because all of this region will be maintained by armed peace equilibrium. That Pakistan is armed, India is armed, that is why peace is maintained. Peace is because of the fear, because the escalation can lead to confrontation and wars as well. So the problem with this armed peace is that it always has the risk of misreading the intent, and then escalation will also take place. Now, what do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section. I leave you with a practice question here. You can put down your answers in the comment section, telling you the answer of previous video's question. Here the correct answer is A. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.